Hopefully not, Arthur. Hopefully not. We'll get into that in a moment. Don't listen to the critics anyway, they talk shit. Attention please, may I have your attention?
Hello and welcome on into movie news here at MBE on this Wednesday night. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. We can't forget Twitch, all you Twitcherers out there. Thank you for your support. But we're here once again. I'm Stephen John McLaughlin, one of your co-hosts. Our other co-host, the man that's here, it's always here, every night. It's John C. Walsh. How you doing, John?
John, and I play the drums.
The drums, yeah.
Ringo.
As you can tell from our thumbnail.
Sometimes I play the fool.
And of course, our headline. It's all about Beast, the movie reviews.
Yes.
The reviews are starting to filter in now, John. They're
what
making their way.
What that translates to, Stephen, is we've not seen the movie yet.
No, so we can't talk about it.
We're just going to speak about other people who have seen the movie.
Exactly. But, John, we did say before we came on, we are going to be watching it very shortly. Yeah. And we will have a review out with our own opinions. But tonight we're talking about other people's opinions, John. And we're kind of going with the Unapologetic fan service one that's coming in from the Indian Express. This was the one that sort of stood out to me when I was checking out the reviews.
If I get a split screen, 2 seconds, bear with me, I'm going to press something, it may go horribly wrong. I have got a split screen, but as you can see, the capture of the browser is fucking terrible. And I have just sworn, and I says I wouldn't swear.
You can't do it all, John, to be fair. The browser is a little bit ski-whiff, but that's...
I'll do my best to sort it out.
You can do your best, John. Well, while you're doing that and you're sort of arranging things, I'm just going to... I was going to cover the whole thing. Do you know something? I'm going to cover the whole thing because there's a few quotes in here, John. There may be some spoilers, but I don't think it's spoilerific in terms of plot and where the film is going. It's more standout things that are accustomed to films anyway. But Beast movie review. Nelson Dilip Kumar could have used this plot setup to turn in a nail-biting thriller. Instead, he gives an unapologetic crowd pleaser. Now,
and is that bad?
We'll get into that, John. In fact, we'll get into that very shortly because
it's not necessarily a negative, is it?
Well, it's not. It's subjective as well. Objective, subjective, whatever way you want to look at it, John. But the build-up to the hero introduction scene has seemingly been a non-negotiable part of Masala movies starring superstars. It's a fan service thing, but over the years it has evolved into some sort of ritual. No matter how maverick and rebellious the director is, he has to whip up a series of events, creating anticipation and setting the ground ready for the entry of the hero. Just minutes before the much-awaited hero's entry, the movie will start firing on all cylinders, providing the right cues for fans to get ready to welcome their favourite star with deafening rounds of applause, whistles and screams. This, John, we talked about this when we saw the trailer. Yeah. We said that's what most action films are set up like, where you have the villains, they're introduced first. Yeah. They're all, and the situation's always introduced first before we get to see our main man. Die Hard's a classic example of that. That's the way it's set up.
Right away, I thought of Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, Exactly. You
So
know,
on
it's
the point-
always about the perspective of the villain and what their intentions are, and then we're introduced. But director Nelson Dilip Kumar has done away with the must-have element in the latest film Beast, starring Tamil superstar Vijay. We meet our hero without any of the established hero-worshipping rituals. He appears on screen without much announcement and fanfare and smiles at the audience for a moment. That's all it is, a huge subversion of the expectations of hardcore fans. John, there could be a deliberate thing here from the director. That Ryan Johnson's classic for doing this in terms of don't give the fans what they want. You know, make the film the way you want to make the film, the way you think the film should be made, and you will get 50% of the fan base hating the film, but he is more interested in the 50% that absolutely adore the film. This could be the actual angle that the director is coming from.
It could just be that they're trying to subvert expectations. And in Nelson Dilip Kumar's case, he's done 2 prominent movies prior to this.
Yeah.
Maybe just try to put his stamp on the movie itself, whilst also utilising the star power of Thalapathy Vijay in there. So,
John, how many times can Thalapathy Vijay come out with the same sort of approach to a film? You know what I mean?
If it works.
He's done it time and time again that way, you know, with previous directors he's worked with. I don't kind of mind that thing. I'm not really expecting, and I'm not really hoping for that anyway. And by the sounds of it, we're not getting that anyway.
No, he's got his approach to movies.
Yeah,
and it's his trademark style, and it's something you expect going into the movie. Of course, depending on the movie itself, it can change to a degree. Master, I thought, was vastly different to a couple of the other ones, in the sense that it was a slightly more tender, more emotionally damaged character, JD.
Yeah.
And it took him time to be coaxed out of his shell and start cracking skulls.
Well, I think the character's name in this is Veera Raghavan.
Yeah.
Because it says here the creative decision is in line with the stoic nature of the character played by Vijay. He is so inexpressive that strangers won't be able to guess that he's suffering from traumatic stress just looking at him. Nelson has cut Veera Raghavan's character from the same cloth as Dr. Varun, the stoic hero of the last directorial Doctor, which a lot of people have issues with as well. Veera Raghavan is a top RAW officer. I don't know what that is, John. Do you know what that is? I take it it's obviously
Air Force.
Royal Air Force.
Yeah, I think of RAF right away.
Yeah, I think something like that. Anyway.
Stephen Arvin said here in the comments before I allow you just to crack on, I'll just get this away. Just because he's commented, me like to reward people for commenting. That's what it's all about. I'm off the screen, doesn't matter. Recently, Vijay is playing the role of a saviour. I personally don't like it. Well, I mean, at Sakai, he was a bit of a dark hero, wasn't he, in that one? He was stabbing people and everything and
I
taking
think he's
them out.
been built up to be the saviour throughout the promotion of the film, though, so it's kind of what you're expecting, isn't it?
You know, it's interesting, Steve, because initially, when this movie, the rounds, they says he was a sort of maverick on the run. That was the initial reports for this movie.
Bit of an anti-hero,
Yeah, as it came together, it seemed to transpire that he was actually a saviour. Maybe what do you call it? I don't know. There's a word for it.
Yeah.
Not an unlikely saviour, but an unwilling saviour.
Yeah.
And clearly that's what they're doing. He's got post-traumatic stress. He's been a soldier for a long time. Doesn't want to get involved.
It's strange that, John, because it does say, however, the collateral damage caused by him during a high-profile mission takes a toll on his mental health. Now, it's fine doing that with a character, and if you want to give him more sort of depth and be more three-dimensional than your average action hero, but it's how you address it and how it's played out on screen, how it's executed.
It can humanise the character.
Yeah, but it's by sounds of it, they seem to be missing a trick here, according to this review anyway, John, from the Indian Express.
I've looked at a few other reviews. I've not read them through. I don't want many spoilers.
No, well,
we're going to go and watch the movie.
John, and we've always maintained that, we don't really take sides of reviews anyway. No. We make up our own minds. So
it's all subjective.
For anyone coming in here thinking that we're jumping on a bandwagon of negativity, we're not, because we've not seen the film yet. So this is just picking up the early reviews, and this just happens to be one of the ones that are more negative. I'm sure we'll find
they're not positive. Overwhelmingly positive, Stephen.
No.
Most of the reviews I've looked at are ranging from average to below
average.
But it's
early days, though, isn't it, John?
But we cover this. We've covered it with Fantastic Beasts. We've covered it with loads of movies. Morbius. good and bad, we'll cover the
Yeah.
reviews. That's what we do.
And he says, and he takes that loss very personally, and he believes that he's been betrayed by his men. So he quits RAW. Call it the good fortune of the innocent people, or a stroke of bad luck for a group of Pakistani-based terrorists. Veera unexpectedly ends up in a shopping mall, which gets hijacked. His former colleagues, who get a whiff of his presence and the mall, request his help. The government tells Veera that he's their best hope, but his stoic nature protects him from flattery. Also, unlike heroes in the other films, say Die Hard, Veera doesn't take it upon himself to fight the terrorists and rescue all the hostages single-handedly without a second thinking about his safety. After the terrorists take control of the mall, Veera safely escorts himself and a few friends to safety and finds a safe place to hide.
That's realistic.
And then he tells his friends something like, let's not worry about the lives of other people, it's the job of the government to save these people, let us first save ourselves and get out.
Stephen, I tell you what,
it's a more realistic take than any action film you would see, where you're getting John McClane going in to tackle unknown terrorists, tackle men that he doesn't know how skilled they are, and takes them out single-handedly.
Yeah.
It's great watching. It's great watching for an action film, but the realism, you have to...
Self-preservation always kicks in, Stephen. Even if you're a highly trained soldier,
exactly.
You will always want to protect you and yours first. So that doesn't really bother me, that concept of him getting out. Browbeaten as well, the way they're setting this up. This is a man who has also went through some shit. He's got stress. He's been put into an operation. Obviously, it's went bad. He's trying to get out.
Yeah.
So he has issues to bear against the government and people in charge. So it doesn't surprise me he doesn't want to help these people like that. But yeah.
We've got another comment there, John. Yeah.
No, I am not being negative. I was also excited for the movie, but I am disappointed. It's the same old Masala movie. Listen, that's something I've seen in the comments, and you have got the partisan to and fro, people who are also massive fans of Thalapathy. They may take it as an affront against the man himself, people saying this movie's below standard. If that's the case, we'll watch it and we'll have our own opinion on the movie. So, I might love it, I might hate it. Whatever I do, John, though, I will give an honest opinion.
John, we'll go into that cinema and you might get a better or a worse experience than myself. You know, it's just the way it is. It's how we all experience these movies. But
by all accounts, Stephen, this is based on another region as well. I think it's a Kerala movie.
Yeah.
It was done in the 90s or early 2000s. They have adapted it.
Yeah.
They're saying the Kerala one was a lot better. So
it normally is the case, John. It normally is the case when they take an age-old story, you know, and it's not anywhere near, it's not a patch on the original.
It's also the issue when you're redoing movies, isn't it?
Well, there's
if you've got one that's really good,
and if you're aware of it and you've seen it, it kind of takes the surprise element out of it as well. But say here, John, what? He's the hero, and the ultimate sign of a hero is sacrifice, isn't it? This is where Nelson gets realistic and he touches upon a less talked about subject, accountability. Veera doesn't want to get involved in the matter because he doesn't want any more deaths on his conscience. John, I totally get that.
Stephen, I'm reading this and I'm thinking, this is an actual human being within an action movie. It's not a super soldier.
Exactly.
Fucking John Rambo or Arnie in Terminator. This is an actual human being thinking rationally, a man who's been through war and wants no more of it.
But I think it's execution. It might be the problem here, John.
It's an action movie, Stephen.
And the storytelling as well. It all boils down to how good the storytelling is as well, you know.
And
you
how it works.
His most realistic character in there. It's very hard to do in an action film, to be fair. But if you're not getting the message across early days, then your audience is going to struggle to really... recognise the character and really relate to him as well.
And then if he flies in the face of that 20 minutes later and he's flying fighter jets and taking him out, it's like, what?
Yeah. John, they did that massive leap in trailer.
You know,
and I look back and I went, no, that's definitely fake. I think it was just how quick it happened and we didn't expect it, John.
Stephen, I edited that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can do that leap.
Yeah, John, I said it as well.
Athleticism, you could do it. I didn't realise. I went back and edited it.
John, there is guys that can do things like that, though.
There is.
You know, but
it's like 1 in 6
not
billion.
Normally hitting 50 either, but...
When I seen it back, I'm like, my God, I need to re-edit that and say, it's wirework.
Overdub. It's wirework, but not everyone know it.
but Stephen, look, that's not something I would go into a Thalapathy movie and pick holes in.
Yeah.
We know he's larger than life. We know he's this sort of superhero figure. We've got this in these Western movies. We've got it in Die Hard, John McClane. San Andreas skyscraper, Dwayne Johnson, he's flinging himself out of buildings 800 feet up with a hose wrapped around him.
It does sound like, whether it's a Thalapathy Vijay decision or a Nelson decision, but it's as if they're trying to move away from that sort of unbelievable character, you know, that we've seen time and time again.
That's what you pay in to see with Thalapathy. Yeah. That's what the man has established.
Tried to, obviously spread his wings, but he doesn't want to find himself in a position to decide who lives and who dies. It is too much of a burden for one man to shoulder. Now, just after the actual trailer, like John, I think this is the final bit anyway. However, it's the same clear conscience of Vera that doesn't allow him to sit back and let innocence die. After hearing the scream of a young girl, Vera can no longer be idle. He knows that it's time for him to apply his skills, kill some bad men and save good people. I'm a soldier, not a politician, says Vera at one point. And when Vera steps out of his safety to face the terrorists, time slows down as Anirudh's beast mode track plays in the background. Cool. Vera walks in slow motion with an axe in hand. We've seen that in the trailer, giving the fans the opportunity to work themselves into a frenzy, which Nelson has denied them in the opening moments of the film.
That's the moment you're talking about.
Yeah, as Nelson makes his big star movies without the usual cliche, he seems to be creating a set of his own cliches. Take, for example, actor Redden Kingsley, Sunil Reddy and Yogi Babu. It seems that this set of actors is a must-have in a Nelson film, even as they don't serve the narrative besides being just time fillers. Nelson forces these actors into the narration to create comic relief. That's what we expect. At times it works, but this trick seems to be wearing thin with every new film. Also, Nelson could have used this plot set up to turn up a nail-biting thrill. Instead, he gives an unapologetic crowd pleaser and a solid service to Vijay's core fan base. Now, John,
what this sounds like to me, Stephen, is fatigue from this kind of movie.
Could be,
and not necessarily
try to change things about. Yeah,
an actual criticism of Nelson Delete Command, what he's done with Beast. It strikes me as if this movie came out maybe 6 years ago, it wouldn't have had the same backlash. It just seems that people are maybe growing tired of this kind of movie being served up and using the star power of Thalapathy Vijay to maybe front it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've not seen the movie yet. When we go and watch the movie, we'll find out, because we have watched a lot of Thalapathy's more modern movies.
Yeah,
we went through his filmography not long ago, Christ. Yeah. So we'll have a great sort of foundation to compare this movie to when we go and watch it. But it seems to me like what they're saying, that second last paragraph there, he's creating his own set of cliches. Tricks are becoming a little bit more boring now. Yeah. People are moving on from it, so maybe they just have to change the kind of movie.
John, it sounds to me as well that eventually the action and the expectation does kick in. It's just not from the get-go like a lot of people were hoping for. You see that in a lot of films.
I've seen that in Master.
Bruce Lee films, I was going to say, John, where there's this reluctance or he's made a promise or something like that, he won't get into fights, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then something happens and it all kicks off. Sometimes, if it's done right, the tension builds and you get the payoff. It does work. But I think you're right. I think, maybe 5-6 years ago, this film might have been a different sort of review we were reading tonight.
I tell you though, Stephen, having said that, one thing I've noticed since we've been covering Thalapathy over the last year or so is that the fan base are very honest when it comes to these movies. We went to review Sarkar and watch it. Lots of people says, look, don't do it, it's not a great movie, it's not one of his best, there's these issues, that issue, don't watch the movie. We went and watched it.
What was the football one, John, that a lot of people didn't like?
Biggle, yeah. So they're pretty honest. I find that the Fiji fan base to be pretty honest. Obviously,
John,
the ones that watch all his movies.
The one from '97, I did have issues with. I can't remember what it's called. It had another name.
I had the movie up there.
And it was one of the sort of last ones we reviewed. I know that the point of us watching that film was actually through Roof, who encourages us to watch it because it was a change in direction for his acting career from romantic comedies to action, and I appreciated it from that point of view. But as a film as a whole, I wasn't judging it on production value, its budget.
Respect for love.
Respect for love, and
Kadaluku Mariyadai.
I had to say that, John. I remember I had to break it phonetically just to say it.
My memory of that movie was I didn't mind it.
Yeah, you didn't. I think Ruth and you yourself did like it a lot more than myself. I think I rated it maybe a little lower, and I think the only reason I rated it what I did, I can't remember what it was, but it was because Thalapathy Vijay wasn't the problem in the film.
It was, yeah. Stephen, you're not a huge romantic fan either.
No,
You're not a huge fan of romantic movies.
It's the same kind of thing that
I
happens.
think I forced into that. I was like, I want to watch a romantic movie with Thalapathy. I want to see a different side to the man, a stage of his career that we hadn't really touched upon. We'd seen him in action, and mostly action and sort of crowd pleasers.
Yeah.
Where he's the big bombastic star, larger than life. So to see him as a babyface, sort of younger variant, wooing the ladies, that's what I wanted to see. But Stephen, yeah, look, ultimately, man, it's like an opinion's like a certain orifice in the body. I'll not say it because I'm trying to stay away from swear words. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got a creative sort of itch they want scratched going in to watch a movie. There's expectations. When you align that with Thalapathy Vijay, his back catalogue, huge fan base, there's always going to be someone upset or a group of people who won't like it, and likewise there'll be someone who loves it and a group of people who maybe love it as well. Time will tell where we fit.
Can we maybe look at early box office?
We've got box office numbers, Stephen, unsurprisingly doing very well at the box office. Shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. I'll try and bring us up. You're not going to see it, I'll just bring Stephen up, and we'll as you can see here, it's opened up. It's day one, packed theatre, cinema halls, whatever you want to call it, Tamil Nadu. And it's trending number one. It's got the highest day one box office collection. You wouldn't be surprised to hear. It's crossed anywhere between 30 to 35 crore, and with Tamil Nadu alone, it's inching towards 50 crore, including the entirety of India.
Yeah.
And then, of course, 15 to 20, they're saying worldwide, so that brings it to 65 crore overall, one day in. Now, I don't know the exact conversion rate to pounds or dollar, but I think that's decent money. People were very excited about this movie.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they get out of it once they're there, you buy a ticket, you go and watch it. So it's doing very good money. And look, that's...
John, what's the situation in India in terms of the pandemic? Is it still something that's lingering about?
I think it's lingering about everywhere. In terms of...
But India was in a really bad way a couple of months ago.
To be fair, Stephen, I wouldn't know, because I'm too busy looking at photographs in Chennai on the beach of dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's anyone in the comments, maybe during the live show or after, can you explain to me what this phenomenon is? We're going off on a tangent here with the dogs on the beach in Chennai. I think it's Marina Beach. There's a big cathedral to the left. Lots of fishermen, boats, and just boats in general. Loads and loads of dogs. Sort of stray dogs kicking about, lying on the beach. Is that a common thing? As I know, I've watched the likes of Dale Phillip, who travels the world alone, Scotsman. And there's a huge sort of party scene down at the beach, man. You've got food, you go down late at night, have a drink or whatever. Fucking love it. I'd love that. I'd love to do that, man. What's the script with the dogs? Maybe someone can comment down below about that. I'd love to know. I'm a huge dog fan. And just, I was looking along, I'm like, you know what, I've got forefathers potentially from here. I'm of Tamil origin. 3 generations back. You wouldn't think it looking at me. I'm like fucking Casper the Ghost. And I'm like, I'm going to have a look about here. Seen dogs. I'm on the beach. I'm like, what is this? But look, that aside, I'd imagine the pandemic is an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's still biting, because it's certainly biting over here. It's putting people off their work and stuff.
Yeah.
Not enough to stop them watching a Thalapathy Vijay movie though, Stephen. I mean, Master done crazy money.
It did, yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
Saved the Indian box office single-handedly, didn't it?
Yeah.
Southern Indian cinema. Drawing people out. Saved it almost single-handedly. So I'd imagine that's not an issue. It's making big money.
Do we have any other reviews coming in, John?
There we go. Yeah, it is in India. We don't like to kill animals, so we leave them on their natural habitat. I love that, man.
Okay.
And they're class dogs as well, by the way. I'd love to know the breed. We see these kind of dogs in like the Danush movies, Azuran and stuff like that. They're sort of hunting dogs. Beautiful, man. Love them. They're lying back in little packs, lying in the beach. I'm like, fucking love that. And it's just had a little harmonious place we've got going on. I need to go to Chennai. I have to go. I'm going to go. I need to try the food. I need to try the culture.
They're trying to control their population now, John. That doesn't sound good. Normally when you're controlling population, it does mean execution. So that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, you can't allow them to breed rampant, to be fair.
Just leave them on the beach, yeah.
Just leave them on the beach, sex on the beach. That's probably what's happening.
Eat some sand, yeah.
No, there's a lot of food going about, man.
It's coarse, and it gets everywhere. Anyway.
Listen, I'm very envious of those dogs on the sand. During the day, it's about 30 odd degrees, minimum 40 degree heat. They're lying back in that sand doing little sand angels. with the beautiful sort of Bay of Bengal crashing off the sea, the sand I should say.
The dogs are
beside them.
doing sand angels. They're not just doing that arse thing. They do
No, Stephen, there was a
along a
photograph.
carpet, but they've not got a carpet, so they do it in the sand.
I seen a photograph of one in its head, and you could clearly see it had been getting down to it, man. Yeah, I'm getting off in tangents here.
Yeah.
Just I'm a strange beast. I was looking at street map stuff in Chennai. I'm like, there's dogs, lots of them. What is the script with that? And you've answered the question, Arvin, so thank you very much for that. In terms of this movie, man, look, time will tell. We will go and watch it. We will see what our thoughts are on it. We will review it.
Yeah.
We might get something out of it. We might be the Yankee Arvin Zhang.
Yeah.
And loads of other people. There's a lot of people loving this movie, man. A lot of people saying that it's a great movie. It's not as bad as the reviewers are saying. There's haters out there. That's a bit Donald Trump fake news for me. That's a bit dodgy. And you're saying everyone's a hater. Ignore them. Time will tell.
Yeah.
Time will tell. But it's
John,
disappointing. The early reviews are not so positive.
I don't want to obviously. I can't compare it to the likes of a Morbius or anything like that, John. But
No.
those early sort of vibes that a film gets kind of sets the tone, that sets the pattern for the rest of its run. Unfortunately, I'm just hoping that I think we will get something out of it, you know, in terms of action.
At least Thalapathy.
Yeah, well, that's
At least,
it. Yeah, you know, but just getting open ended, won't we?
We will, yeah. But look, man, KGF Chapter 2 is out tomorrow as well, so
Yeah,
if Beast is a slight disappointment, we've always got the story of Yash and Rocky to fall back in, and
That's
we
it,
can be
yeah.
sure that that's going to be
yeah,
very
we'll
fucking
move on.
good.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Triple R still to
yeah,
watch.
we'll get through it.
What is it? What is Triple R mean again? Rise. Oh,
I can't remember,
God.
John.
Oh,
I remember the logo as well.
is it class? Shut up,
Yeah,
Sid.
please find that on the web.
The logo's incredible.
Yeah,
I tried my damnedest to recreate that logo, and I could not fucking do it. It was sensational. It was like a coin. Loved it. But anyway, I digress, man. Yeah, disappointing, but time will tell, man. It's disappointing in the sense of the early vibes. Whoa, intro again. Are not so good, but look, we've seen this before.
Yeah.
The universal love and praise for Ryan Johnson's Last Jedi. I went into that movie and I thought initially I thought it was alright, to be fair. Then over time I realised this is fucking dog shit. Never trust a reviewer ever again.
yeah.
So we'll see. Rise, Roar, Revolt. Yeah. Need to watch Triple R. We have to. Is it still in the theatres?
It will be, John. Yeah.
Need to see it. That's one I was really fucking excited for.
Yeah.
Really.
No.
I
Yeah.
told you, Beast, Triple R, KGF.
That was KGF
That was my
and Triple
sort
R
of
the other way around. But John,
Anticipation.
you're absolutely right.
This is
Listen,
Russian, really.
we'll get something out of Beast. I'm pretty sure, and we will
Yeah.
be reviewing it once we do see it over the weekend. It's
Probably
a long
weekend,
weekend here in the UK anyway for Easter.
Yeah, I've
so,
got one day off, by the way. Two.
So, yeah.
Not as long as I thought.
Oh dear.
Sunday and Monday.
Yeah. Happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday.
And of course,
happy
Sunday
days.
I'm going to a football game.
Yeah. You're going to see Andre Rieu as well. You're not.
That's next Saturday.
Oh, is that next Saturday?
Yeah,
Okay.
got to get your classical music in.
Mm.
Monday though, I don't know when you want to go and see these movies, man. We'll have to get that arranged.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah,
That's why we're doing what we do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably Saturday,
Yeah.
if you're up for it. But anyway, I digress, man. Let's go round it up. What is your thoughts, people who have come in and shared the eyeballs with us? Yes, I've just called you a set of eyeballs. We're all eyeballs. Some people don't have any eyeballs. Some people do have eyeballs, but they don't function right. So technically they're not seeing anything, but they can hear us. Unless they're deaf as well, in which case they're fucked. Maybe they can translate into Braille. But thank you for sharing your eyeballs with us. What is your thoughts on the movie Beast? Have you seen it? Have you been to the theatres and watched it? Do you agree with those reviews? Arvin certainly says it was a slight disappointment. He's not been negative. He's just saying he was very excited. It's not quite met. I'm saying he, she. I don't know if it's a he, she, man. I'm just assuming it's not met their expectations, which is absolutely fine. You've got to give your opinion at the end of the day, and it's all valid. What's your thoughts on? Maybe you can comment down below and share your experiences with this movie with us down below in the comment section. Maybe allay some of the fears we've got going in to watch this movie now, with those early reviews not being, high in praise. They're slightly damning. Anything you feel compelled to share can go down there in the comment section. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon on YouTube, you get notifications straight to your eyeballs. And the very same thing can be done over on Twitch, notification button, follow over there to see us doing the same thing over there at the same time as we're doing it here on YouTube. There's really no point in Twitch, just fucking subscribe to us on YouTube. Regardless of what you do though, thank you very much for watching, and until the next time me and Steve are done, bye bye. Thank you Arvin as well for commenting, appreciate it tremendously. Bye. The mute button didn't change the scene, Stephen. Fantastic.